the guys before them they're obviously Zion and Ja. Like
it's just two from that class. I'm just making sure. 2019.
2019, as far as like the leaders of the pack, and you like, oh, well, we might be able to build Zion and Ja.
Yep.
Well, both of those guys have some physical concerns for me as far as long term, man. But both of them are ignorantly physically talented. It's crazy stuff them boys can do. It's gonna be hard to win a championship when we don't know how your body's gonna hold up. We saw some videos of the way that Ja lands, blocking shots, dunking, and all. It just don't. Man, I love watching him play, and I like the dog that's in him. He's definitely not afraid of the moment or any of that. But man, that his body, I'm just hoping that he can make a recovery. You know, Steph made a recovery. You know, hopefully, but to be a high jumper like that and have knee issues and ankle issues and that's the same thing with Zion. He needs to have a dietitian, whoever in the heavyweight boxers training camp need to cook for him, so he can stretch that out. Because
what I'm seeing with Ja, it kind of reminds me of Iverson and Wade early, like prime Wade before LeBron. They were so reckless with their body, even at the way they landed. Like you said, the way they landed just fall all over the place. Mm-hmm. Like I'm looking at Ja, you damn near. It seemed like you always about to fall on somebody's ankle, and then too, it was like rolls. They explode. It's a difference between when Steph cuts or change direction. It's clean. Okay. These guys are constantly start, stop it. And if you could just look at the exposed, just the wear and tear you putting on your knees doing that, I hope he is able to hold up. But if we're talking about him in the grand scheme of things, not crowning him, I would say he's in a great situation. He's a competitor. I've loved what I've seen from Ja. The fact that his teams have been play in, and then you make it to the second round this year. He's making that constant progression, which you want to see when you draft someone at that. And you just want to see your team get better every year, not to take a shot at him. But my knock on Kyrie before LeBron got there was, how are you not able to at least be a playoff team in the East when teams are getting in 8 games below 500? Mm-hmm. How are you constantly getting the number 1 pick with your type of talent? And I know we're going to get to him, but that's what I would just say for Ja. That's what I like. And I was a Ja guy before the draft. I thought he should have been the number 1 pick. Of course, Zion was going to go. There's money in that. But when you dominate an NCAA game, get a triple-double with 9 shots, and your team blow that team out, and you control every facet of the game, I just always felt like, all right, it's something there with this guy. Like, your teammates want to play with you. I even look at how he's supporting the young guys. And, I even like that, too, with the NBA, how, too, a lot of people coming out supporting, watching the young guys, too. Nah, the other cats need to you have to go off with a tangent, but Richard Jefferson was right. If you in your second year, you need to be out there playing.
Yeah.
Don't be acting like you too Hollywood.
I like Richard Jefferson.
Talk about I'm going to support the young fellas, and some of them older than you.
Yeah. You want to act like you the old head. Jalen Green, Cade, y'all need to be out there hooping.
Right, exactly.
Go out there.
Jalen Green, you're 19.
That's what I'm seeing. But going to Zion, he's going to be a physical specimen, but I'm seeing, for me, I'm going to be honest, I'm seeing some Kevin Love with him. And now he's in a winning situation. But before they got Willie Green, I was thinking he was going to be a good stats, bad team type of guy. Just because if you look at a lot of his points to me, they were empty calorie. His teams always competed better when he was off the floor because he's a defensive liability. Wow. I don't know if that's because he's out of shape, but I think he has to get that. We watched Ja when they played the Warriors. He had 47, but they got blew out. So it don't matter if you scoring 27 points, but every other possession, your team is, you know what I'm saying, getting cooked. and you minus 15 when you on the court. So I want to see how he's going to mesh with this new regime because he hasn't played under Willie, and Willie from the D.
I see what you're saying.
Willie
I'm sorry,
Willie
Troy.
not about to have him out there hooping, bro.
Yeah, Will.
You saw how he had a. This is how you know, and you got that Detroit grit in him. He got Herb Jones, and he got that Alvarado guy in the rotation. He want guys that's going to defend.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Zion, if you don't want to get coached hard, you might want to just start your Durant Hardy BS now. Get your contract and put in your trade request. Because it ain't flying there.
Speaking of facts, though, all facts. Because, like, I think Zion should take a page out of I think he should, like, model his game after, like, somebody like Zach Randolph. Somebody got an 18-foot jump shot. Because, like, all that trying to dunk on everybody, not going or go to the rack every single time. That's just not going to last long. He said about you could land wrong, like, plus John Morant, too. Like, when he landed on old boy foot in the playoff, like, he was about to throw, like, dude, your kneecap, like, his knee just went bent or something. Like, what the heck? Like, I don't think John Morant need to slow it down. And then Zion, too. But I just think he needs to work on his jump shot and, like you said, getting in shape. I just see it. He just got to stay on the court. That's all.
People forget guys like Sean Kemp, Chris Webber, Larry Johnson. They had a 15. Even Karl Malone had a 15 and 18 foot, 20 foot to keep you honest. You know, I know we only probably got a certain amount of time. I try to fly through them next ones, but yeah.
No,
thanks, bro.
But if we're talking about the newer generation, they are going to have to take a leap because they're only 2 draft classes away from Tatum, one draft class away from Luka. So if they want to be mentioned on that level, they have to take their teams to those heights. You know, not Luka. This was Luka first year in the conference finals. Tatum been to the conference finals a few times, been to the NBA finals. Those are your peers. And you know, if you want to pass them, you got to do more than they do. But they both have great potential, man. You go up, you go to Luka and Trae Young. Shout out Rashad Phillips. You go to Luka and Trae Young.
Yep.
And this is where
I say this year.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
No, I was about to say this is where you start separating them boys, where it start getting a little bit different.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I will say I would have Ja over Trae Young so far in that class. And I would have him definitely over Zion. But I think Ja is jumping to that tier below Luka. You know,
they're in the same conference. They're gonna see each other.
Yeah. It's definitely gonna be fun. Yeah. But we in Trae and Luka's class. I would say Trae